Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we've got the new Fragment event live in-game. Just dropped today. NARI the Lucky. Get involved if you want to. I did do a bit of a review of the original kit of this guy. And we'll go through it quickly in this video, but I'll kind of direct you to the other video for a bit more of a detailed look. He seems decent. He feels like a decent like progression type of champion. Good for Hydra, good for Doom Tower, but I wouldn't say exceptional anywhere. He's not going to come in and change people's accounts like crazy. He's not going to be like the end game champion as far as I can see. I've been wrong before. But as far as I can see, he looks pretty sweet. Got some cool abilities and yeah, a couple of AoE attacks. So he's a legendary force affinity dwarf. I mean, he's a goblin, right? Anyway, he's defense-based, which is always good, especially on like a progression-based account. Like on my free-to-play, a defense-based unit that's got a load of kits, super useful for me. I don't have anyone like that. I don't have anyone that can just stay alive and kind of deal with stuff. So on the free-to-play, he's actually pretty decent. I will say, like, they've landed this event in the middle of this kind of crazy champion training stuff. Depends what you're doing. If you're out of the mix of that, which is most players now, then fine. But for people like me on my main, there's absolutely no chance I can put any time into this. No chance. Otherwise, I lose the Krisk. Anyway, the free-to-play can get involved in this. So we've got all of the different events drop. Let's just count up the fragments here. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 115 in total. Plus the chances to get the extra 5 fragments if you win tournaments, just the tournament ones. So 115. I never count the extra 5s as a given because, a bit like with this champion training thing, you're always up against someone bigger. There's always at least one person bigger than you in the mix, or generally, like unless you're wailing out. So just bear that in mind. The tournament stuff I wouldn't bank on, but 115 means you can drop 15 somewhere. Summon Rush is 20 fragments. The Champion Chase is 20 fragments. So you could probably drop a 5 out of one of the champion, or a 15, sorry, out of one of the summoning events and pick everything else up and do this. That tends to be where people struggle the most, is do they have enough shards to get through the events? And I'll look at that in a sec. But it says here total 155. Forget that, because 40 of those are the freebies if you win tournaments. You can't bank on that. Cannot bank on that. Okay, so let's get into looking at a couple of things. Now, if you want to kind of follow this in terms of what should you be doing on a day-to-day basis, on the Hell Hades website, every single fragment or fusion event we do this, we basically do a daily guide. Where should you be spending your time? So Never, good effort, my friend. He always does these for us. Absolutely awesome stuff. Basically written up about the champion. What do we think? And then when all of the events are dropping in order of dates. And then we're actually thrown in there this thing that Plarium do now, which is super cool, by the way. This kind of calendar of when it all happens and how many fragments you get. So day one's on there already. You can go and check that out. We kind of talk about where the points are. And you can get involved in that. Let's have a look then at the summoning events. Because, you know, something like the free-to-play here, I don't have unlimited shards. I've got a few. I've got 6 Ancients, 2 Voids, 2 Sacreds. I could probably go and get... I think I can get another Sacred somewhere. I think. Maybe. Not sure. Maybe I've maxed them out already. But anyway, I've got a few shards. So on the Summon Rush, we can see here to get to the max points for Summon Rush is 3,500. Which is... I mean, that's 7 Sacreds. That's a lot. And yeah, so my free-to-play can't even get 1,750. I've got 1,000 worth of Sacreds. Just have a quick add up of my shard points. 1,000, 1,240, 1,240, about 1,300, 1,600-ish. I think, if I did that right, 16 to 1,700, I think. So I'm only on the cusp of this dude. Yeah, which means that by the champion chase, I would have had to have got myself probably like, I don't know, a whole bunch more stuff. It feels unlikely. I've got to be honest here. It feels unlikely that I can do this on the free-to-play. with the shard haul that I've got, and that's based on, you know, I've not been like burning my shards like crazy. I've probably pulled them more than I normally would on a free to play. Been a little bit frivolous on them, but you know, we're kind of trying. We're trying pretty hard to save. So yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I think I will get the initial points because I've kind of gone for this type of thing before. Got towards the end and realized I could have done it, and I was really surprised that I could have done it. The only difference is I don't really have any like saved champions to pull or anything like that, so it's not like I've got a load in the bank that I can just call on. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. They just half-ass every single one, and they never get any of the champions. So you kind of got to be pretty brutal with yourself early on. Is it even feasible to do? I'm going to have to top up the numbers and see on the free-to-play if it's likely. All of the stuff like the champion training, all of that stuff, I think I could do because I've got an okay gem pool. And where I've been doing champion training anyway, I've got quite a lot of food kind of getting close to giving me another 6-star. So, you know, I'm in a pretty good spot there. I've also started to work through levels of different dungeons. So, you know, I think I could probably push just about enough energy to make that stuff happen. Where am I at against? I think I just did my monthly as well. Yes, I've literally just got my monthly sacred in. That's where this second sacred came from. So it's feeling bleak. It's feeling bleak around shard pulling activities on the free to play. And I don't think even stuff like, you know, you can save up some stuff in the bazaar, like you can buy up some of these fragment dudes to get yourself some points towards fusion type of things on the champion chase. You can't do it for the summon rush, but you can for the champion chase. But I'm not really in the mix of that either. I'm not close to any razzing for epics and stuff like that. So it might be that I just have to bypass this one on the free to play, save for next one. The thing that's kind of holding me back a little bit is these champions in the summon, the times 10, like any of these would be huge on the free to play. Any of these champions in the mix over this weekend would be absolutely humongous. And yeah, I need to weigh up. I need to weigh up whether I'm going to do a shard pull or not. I'm kind of veering on the side of don't do it, wait for next month's fusion where you would actually be able to complete the whole thing. But anyway, comment below. What do you think? Should I? Shouldn't I? What would you do? But, you know, as I say, I did say I'd have a quick look through this dude. So let's do that quickly before we end. So Yari the Lucky, as I say, defense-based champion. Good base stats across the board here. 104 speed is nice, actually. Very high base defense. Incredibly high. Chance to steal a random buff on his A1. AoE on his A2, which drops accuracy and resistance. This is a really rare skill. I'm not totally convinced about it. Certainly not for PvP. I can't see that it's really a great skill for PvP. I'd rather just... because you need high accuracy to drop resistance. You almost want the drop resistance to just be irresistible. Then you've got a champion. Then you've got someone who can come in that doesn't need the crazy accuracy threshold to drop resistance. I think when you need the accuracy to do it, you might as well just put the accuracy on a Kaima or a Madame or someone and set yourself up to nuke, in my opinion. So I don't really feel like this debuff is that strong for PvP unless there's something else that makes it happen. But for somewhere like you know, Doom Tower bosses, this is a great skill. For somewhere like Hydra, this is not a bad skill. It just means you can drop a lot of the stats on your other champions or build like your nukers to nuke and still be able to land ability. So it's pretty cool. The second AoE here, boosts to 100% provoke for a turn. That's nice. Puts counterattack on himself as well. So he's defense-based. Got really good base stats on HP and defense. So it'd be an absolute unit. Tanking up and then counterattacking. Hopefully he hits hard as well. Yeah, we will see, I guess. As soon as I know about the damage information, I will release it. I don't know yet. We're looking at the detail now. Last thing then is passive. At the start of this champion's turn, this is quite interesting and quite cool. At the start of this champion's turn, transfers one random buff from an enemy to a random ally. I mean, so many randoms in the sentence. I said this on the video. the accuracy is increased for 5 for each buff on an ally. So you can get an extra, pretty comfortably, an extra like 100 odd accuracy from your team with this ability here. And the random kind of buff thing, who knows if that's going to be good or not. Who knows what you pick up. One random buff, I don't know, man. It's just like, is it good enough? Anyway, there you go. Good luck if you're going for this dude. I've been Hell Hades. I will see you later.